Alright, so I will be recording this, and it's every single evolution in Clash Royale as of April 2024 ranked. And I'm actually going to give justification for this, so yeah, please stay on. So evolved archers for me is an easy A tier. I mean, these things can actually do crazy amounts of damage and hit them far distance. And also, they can just split apart, which is really, really important. And most importantly, they don't tie to arrows. But there's one thing that keeps them out of their S tier. It's two-cycled, and the regular version just sucks to begin with. And also, they just kind of get countered by big spells like Poison and Rock if you can snipe it off in another value. Alright, next up, Evolved Barbarians. They're A tier, but they're behind the Evolution Archers. Now, why Evo Barbarians up here? Well, these things can actually be crazy on defense. And on offense, they can even do a crazy amount of damage because you always have to force out a response. Like with the Evolved Barbarians, your opponent's low on Elixir, it's just going to do 2,000 damage, so you have to deal with it. And that's one reason that makes the Evolved Barbarians so annoying. Now, next, the Evo Bomber. This is definitely an S tier card. First of all, it's just one cycle. It's really cheap. And also, you're generally going to play many Evo Bombers during the game. And even though it got a health nerf before it even came out, and they even got a 3.5 range nerf of the bomb, but that actually didn't help much in my opinion, since, it's just because it can double hit the tower more often now because the range is smaller. And it is just way too broken and deals way too much value than it should be. Evo Knight, of course, best evolution in the game. You literally get a golem for 3 elixir. I mean, sure, it's a cycle 2 knights, but Knight is actually good. You can use it to counter Mega Knight, use it as a mini tank. It's overall really versatile, and that extra damage really does help out the Evo Mega Knight, and it can just easily take towers by itself. I absolutely cannot stress how broken the Evo Mega Knight is. Sorry, Evo Knight. The Evo Mega Knight, of course, is the best evolution, man. Evolved Ice Spirit's D tier. Ice Spirit's already a good card. I don't even know why they could give it an evolution. Given that theme, I think they should give it to the Giant Snowball, as that card's really struggling, and I want that to get an evolution. But the Evo Ice Spirit, it's just underwhelming for an evolution. All it does is freeze the ground 3 times, and while sometimes it may comes in clutch, that doesn't happen often. Royal Giant, C tier. It's sure, the Royal Giant with the Evo Royal Giant with the Rage spell, it's absolutely broken. Nothing can reach it. And sure, the regular Royal Giant's good, but the problem is it's just way too clunky after nerfs. And the fact that now it's just been nerfed to way, way too weak. And in fact, regular counters like Barbarians are just going to still smash it. And cards that don't take knockback, and they can't do anything against air, which is probably its major disadvantage. Evo Bats are a C tier. Honestly, Bats themselves are a really good card. They're actually a very underrated air defense. But the new Bats just doesn't seem so good. Now the fact that they don't die to Zap is okay, but they still fare bad against the Evo Zap though. And also, why would you want to use Zap if you're not using the Evo Zap anyways? You would rather just use arrows instead, which still kills these things. However, I do have to admit, they do much more damage if you leave them alone to a crown tower. And if you can sneak them up with tanks, trust me, it's actually going to be really hard to destroy them if you don't have a high damage counter. The Evo Mortar, I feel, is B tier. Now, nobody's been using Evo Mortar, which, well, it's not the best win condition, but what you can do is Evo Mortar Miner or Tornado and stuff like that. As you get the Miner, the Goblins, they're eventually just going to stack up, and that's going to do loads of damage. But, as I said, it's kind of underwhelming for an evolution, because all you're literally getting is that one spawned Goblin per shot, and for a bit faster attack speed. The faster attack speed is great, but that Goblin just feels really niche. And also with the new tower tropes like Cannoneer and Dagger Duchess, it's just going to get countered, really easily, if not. I'm saying it's going to get countered really, really easily. Alright, Evo Firecracker is in B tier. I mean, before this thing used to be absolutely broken. But Tower Troops really impacted it since it just one-shots the Evo Cracker. And also, it doesn't deal that much damage anymore. However, she's still annoying if you can't snipe it. And Arrow still does not kill this thing. Like, sometimes it can counter ground swarms for obnoxiously cheap. Like, I cannot stress how well this Evo Firecracker is. Like, even to today, where there are much stronger evolutions up here, it's still a solid option. Anyway, in S tier, Evo Wall Breakers. Like, honestly, these things shouldn't exist. They literally deal way too much damage for 2 elixir. And also, the fact that they can actually just kill small swarms is what makes it amazing. Like, also the runners they spawn. Like, unless you have some sort of really good counter to it, I don't see how you're gonna counter him. Like, unless you have something like a building or I don't know, Evo Valk or something that can destroy them quick enough. And here's the thing: it's cheap, so you're likely gonna run it multiple times in battle and potentially outcycle your opponent's counters. Evo Recruits, easy S tier. Like, come on. Recruits don't even take skill, just drop them on defense and boom, you have 2 lanes of recruits coming your way and you have to deal with them. You're going to force out response. Sure, they're regularly countered by Wizard, but this one doesn't because of the charge. And even with nerfs, this charge is still powerful and it's going to absolutely shred everything and then deal like 5 gazillion damage to towers. And you can even pair it up with something like a Goblin Barrel or, I don't know, some other high damaging stuff to absolutely just decimate your opponent. Alright, this evolution is Evo Skellies. Like, Evo Skellies, they used to be S tier, but they gave it a nerf so that it has to be alive for to spawn another skeleton. But that's basically like Evo Skeletons counter Evo Skeletons. Now they just boom, boom, and die rather than just going on forever. And also change the few interactions, like not being able to counter an E-Giant anymore, which, like, why? E-Giant's a toxic card. Keep it in check, man. Nonetheless, Royal Hogs plus Evo Skeletons are still kind of broken, but now it's easier to counter it. And it's still an effective card, and Skeletons themselves are already good, so of course I have to give it A tier. The Evo Tesla is D tier for me. Like, it's of course it's above Evo Ice Spirit. That thing's trash. But why Evo Ice Spirit, you may ask? Well, why is it Evo Ice Spirit level? Well, the reason's simple. Tesla, it honestly kind of looked broken when it can just wipe out swarms, but think of it this way. Who is gonna put all of these swarms together in one? And also, all it does is to deal Zap around the 6-meter area, and it has an extra 25% HP, but I don't really see how that is going to just help the Evo Tesla. Like, it's just a very underwhelming evolution. And honestly, why would you want to use Tesla if you can use Bomb Tower? Like, Bomb Tower is just way better. And yeah, the Evo Tesla just feels really underwhelming. Next job, Evo Valk is C tier. Like, she used to be like really bad in D tier lists, but now she's actually okay with that 15% health buff. And her tornado effect can really come clutch sometimes, especially with those Evo Wall Breakers we just talked about. Nonetheless, she's still a weak evolution overall, and I have a feeling they just kind of ripped it off from the Super Valkyrie in Clash of Clans. She doesn't drop her rage spell effect though, that would definitely help. Alright, Evo Battle Ram. Of course, S tier, above the Evo Knight. Like, honestly, what you have is just a big ram charging the tower that's almost guaranteed to get a connection every single time. And the 2 evolved Barbarians are just going to shred the tower. And also, even if you place any building, it's just going to smack and smack and smack it. Like, it honestly just removes a lot of counterplay. Buildings? Nah, Battle Ram wrecks it. Swarms? Nah. No, the only reliable counters I see for this is like Bowler and Log and Evo Valk and stuff like that. But I don't think the Valk can reset its charge. Nevertheless, while it still does have some counterplay, it's still really broken. Like, please, nerf it. Especially the Ram part. Like, it shouldn't be able to just demolish goblins. Oh, wait. Shoot, there's double Evo Tesla, so I'm just gonna put this in D tier, you know? Yeah, because it really sucks. Alright, so the final one's Evo Zap. Evo Zap is B tier. Like, you might be surprised at this, the fact that it's broken and deals so much damage as time, but overall, I just kind of see it as an earthquake that doesn't do damage to buildings. And also, I'll use the regular Zap anyways. Now, it killing magic archers is really neat, but is your opponent really just going to drop a magic archer out there by itself? And sure, it can be useful in situations, but the regular version really pulls it down. And the fact there's 2 cycles doesn't help. But it's cheap, it's effective, but sadly it's not as overpowered as the other evolutions. That's it for this video.